to episode 3 of the First Mind podcast. I'm your host, Monica Patrice Wallace, and today we have a very, very special guest, my best friend and entrepreneur, artist, creative. Like, she has so many things that she does, but we have the wonderful, beautiful Angela Husband with us. If I had an applause, I would give an applause. Like, let me just.
I'm over here.
So I'm so excited to have you. We kind of just decided this impromptu to do a episode on aging. I titled this episode Aging Grace purposefully. I didn't put aging gracefully. I put aging grace because I want this conversation to talk about the aging process, but also just giving ourselves some grace. Like, you know, like
I like
giving
that.
ourselves some grace. So I think sometimes as women, as we get older, there can be a lot of pressure. I don't really feel pressure, but I know that there is pressure to like still look youthful. There's lots of different pressures. So I wanted this episode to talk about aging and getting older, but also without the pressure, without, feeling like getting older is a negative, because I don't see it that way. So I'm interested to hear your thoughts, and I'm going to do my very best to stay on script because we are truly best friends in real life. So this conversation could probably go for hours and hours and hours, but I'm going to try to stick to the script and keep it to 50 minutes. So welcome, Angela. Would you like to introduce yourself to the audience and tell them anything about yourself and what you do and who you are?
Sure. I thought you did a great job introducing me, so I'm just going to probably repeat some and add to it. But yes, I am the owner of BFF Vintage. I'm wearing some BFF Vintage satin floral robe right now for today, just to showcase some things that I have and a dear piece that I love. But also, like you stated, actress, writer, visionary, creative being, a dream seeker, and also a momager of 2 artists, my son and daughter, and now a wife again. So
Yes. So many titles, and I guess the first thing I would want to talk about is maybe how we met. I think that's a good way to kind of get into this. So, and I'm thinking of that because when we first met, shortly thereafter, you were doing Hairspray, the play, and we got to come see you in this play. So she has been in the acting and this creative field for a very long time, and a big part of our friendship, I think, was her introducing me to a lot of art interests that I didn't even really maybe know that I had, that I didn't know that our city, we're both from Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, that I didn't know the city had. So that was a big part of the initial part of our journey, was just you exposed me to a lot of creative outlets. And that has really sustained in me. When I moved away from Cleveland, Ohio and came to Dallas, I immediately sought after the artistic scene, primarily because you had shared so much of that with me and I came to love it. So yeah.
I love going down memory lane and just.
I know. So I don't know if you want to tell the story of how we met, but what I want to point out about how we met is that
save some for me.
I will. I just want to say that we became friends. We've been friends for a little over 10 years. So we became friends as adults. Like, we became friends. I was 35 probably. So sometimes I know on this journey, when we get older as women, we talk about the difficulty in making friends, as adults. And a lot of times I think your friendships maybe come from where you work and things like that. But we did not work together. We were just two women in the world in our mid-30s who became friends. And I think that is a very unique story, because I know that some women struggle to make connections and find friends later in life. So I just wanted to, start with that. But if you want to tell how we actually met, you can start that story.
It was a lovely evening. I think it was like the XYZ or A Loft. Is it A Loft or A Loft Hotel? How do you say it?
I say Aloft, but I don't know if that's correct.
But we were there at the bar having a drink, and I think I just noticed that you had on some cute vintage jumpsuit, and I feel like it started with the compliment, and it kind of opened up the conversation, and the conversation flowed naturally, and then it was like, when you want to go out sometime, and you want to meet out sometime, and we made plans, and we've been hanging out ever since, going to, like you said, art events throughout the city, going to dinner, dressing up, doing vintage shopping together. So we had a lot of interest. And then it was interesting and a surprise, because I feel like I kind of knew about it, but not really, when you shared that you and my sister was in a singing group, at a fifth, I don't know, like
6th grade. Yep.
Middle school. So you had that creative artsy side too. And so that was cool that you all, then we became friends later on. So it was just a natural fit.
Yeah, I remember I wouldn't have been able to say where we were, so I'm glad that you can remember that we were at the Aloft Hotel. I just remember being out, and part of the reason why I decided to do this episode today is because I will be turning 46 on Saturday. So I am a Libra, and I feel like Libras just have an affinity and are drawn towards beauty, fashion, like all that. And I remember being at the Aloft, and I saw this woman who had on this like cute bandage dress. Like, I remember the dress you had on, like this really cute dress. Like, you just looked so cute. And I was just like, oh my God, like, I want to be her friend. So, and that's how I meet a lot of people, in my later life, is like, I see somebody and I'm like, oh, like, I want to hang out with them. So I remember sliding in your DMs on Facebook, because I didn't even have an Instagram back then, but sliding in like your messenger or something in Facebook and being like, would you ever want to hang out or something like that? And then we just have been friends ever since. So yeah.
And your Facebook too, and I'm like, oh, look at her pictures with her daughters, and they're going on the trips. I think I saw when you all went to California or drove across the country, and I'm like,
yeah,
she's gonna be a fun friend.
And we both had 2 children around the same ages a little bit. Like, so we were kind of in the same stage of life too. So that made it easier, and yeah, so I do want to say, to women of our age, be open to new friendships. I remember when Drake came out with that song, No New Friends, and I always was like, that's silly, because like, be open to new friendships. Because our friendship has
of your life.
Yeah, for sure. I have been very fortunate to have good women friends on my journey. I had a best friend from 7th grade until probably like my 30s, that we were ride or die and together all the time. And then, just naturally by our own family situations, that relationship changed or evolved, and we weren't hanging out as much. And I remember when I met you, I was really hanging with just my brother and his friends, and I didn't really have a good girlfriend. And so I always tell the story, like, I had went out with this girl before you and I became friends, and I was like auditioning friends, like trying to find a good girlfriend. And that first person, like, it just didn't click. Like, so I was so grateful when we became friends, and our friendship over the course of 10 years has really evolved. I mean, there's been major life transitions that have occurred that you have been a part of, and, you know, been supportive. You know, when my father passed, you were there. I was just thinking before we got on the call, I had to have surgery before I moved to Dallas to have a lump removed from my breast. Things that happen when you get old, and you were there for all those things.
Oh, because I'm over here about to tear up. Like, stop it.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about the good stuff, but I just want to say, if ladies, if you are in your 40s, mid 40s, and you are looking for friends, don't be afraid to, you know, be open-minded and say hi to people when you see them, because you can still make friends at this age. So I just wanted to say that.
It was such a moment for me during my wedding to have all of my closest girlfriends to be a part of the wedding from different stages of my life, from high school, college, and, you know, and then in work life later on in life. And then the rest of my friendships or friends were in the audience. So that was just such a sweet feeling, though. But yes, be open to meeting new people and gaining new friends along the way.
And we're going to talk about your wedding, because I do want you to talk to our listeners about getting married in your, you know, later life. I know that's something that women sometimes are worried about, that is too late or they run out of time. So I do want to talk about that too. But we have some questions. I did make an outline. So we're going to, like I said, try to stick to our script. Really quickly, we did, before we got on, we were talking about makeup. My birthday is Saturday. You and I have both had conversations, as you're speaking about the wedding, about going and getting our makeup done, and just the obstacles of makeup when you're 45, 40, you know, past 40. I don't like a lot of makeup. Like, I don't think it looks good. And it's hard because I'm conditioned to believe that I need the makeup. But every time I go get my makeup done, I hate it. Like, it's too much makeup. And I feel like it ages you. Like, makeup just in general ages you. So I'm
I look
already
like a person. It's scary. I'm nervous when they turn me around or put the mirror to me, and I'm like, who is that person? Like, I don't like it. I can't get with the eyelashes. I've tried that several times. It's not for me. I'm just going to stick with mascara. But yeah, too much makeup just doesn't work for me either.
I remember last year for my birthday, I got my makeup done, and I specifically chose her because she had like a natural look. Like, you know, she had a glam look, but she had a natural look. So I'm like, I'll get the natural look. Girl. And I should have known, because she was like going and going and going for like an hour. Like, it shouldn't take, you know, over an hour to do a natural look. So I should have known. But she turned me around, and it probably would have been beautiful for somebody else, but it was too much. Like, it was too much makeup.
And then it's like, get it to the look. Like, especially if you get it done for an event, then it's like, do you take it off and like mess it up, or have to start all over, or do you just commit to looking like whatever it is you look like? That's the scary part.
And I committed. And what was crazy is, I remember I messaged my daughter. So I have two daughters, if I haven't said that on the podcast already, ages 26 and 21. And I talked to my older daughter, and I'm like FaceTiming her with this makeup that looks crazy to me. And she's like, oh my God, it's so pretty. And I'm like, it's not. Like, so I feel like younger people, what they like in makeup is probably different maybe than what I like, because I can't do the lashes either. Like, I've done lashes every kind of way. I've done the strip lashes. I've had lashes like, you know, actually the individuals put on. I want to rip them off every time. Like, every time, I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't know.
So for this podcast, what I did was I put on some mascara and some red lipstick, And I was like, to me, red lipstick is, it just make you look like you tried. You know, like at least like it makes it feel, it makes me feel like.
I remember when I was a little younger than I am now. But this one woman, she would wear red make lipstick all the time, and I thought it was so pretty. It seemed like her teeth, you know, were white and just straight. You could see it more. I've always been a nude lip, but I think I want to eventually venture to some color. Maybe switch it up. I've been doing this look for a long time. It's been working for me,
I
but
love it.
has
Yeah, I think so. Who's your who would you say is like an inspiration, like a fashion or makeup, like a person who you like look like you like their style? Somebody, I don't know if like somebody
guy.
old school. Like I would say Tracy Ellis Ross. And Tracy Ellis Ross to me is a woman who is aged gracefully. She don't do a lot of makeup. That's probably where I wear Ruby Woo lipstick just like she does. Like that's probably where I borrowed that from, because to me that's a simple trick that I can just put on some red lipstick, put on some mascara, and I'm out the door and it looks like I tried to do something. To me, I don't know what it looked like to everybody else, but it makes me feel good.
Yeah, she was gonna be a person I named. We think alike, so
Mm-hmm.
the other lady I always mention, Jody. Jody is her name.
Mm-hmm. I can't think of what her last name is. But I like some of the old, like Diane Carroll. You've sent me quite a few, old school movie scenes with Diane Carroll.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, Pam Grier,
right.
like some of them older,
Yeah,
yeah. And I feel like those
right.
women had more simple looks. Like they didn't have, a whole ton of makeup. They didn't have their bodies done or anything like that. We haven't got our bodies done. I'm not saying I wouldn't get my body done or I'm against getting my body done. It just hasn't come to that quite yet for me. I don't know. Like,
Oh, but she's always someone I've always admired her
wait, who
beauty.
did you say?
Dorothy Dandridge.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's another good one. Yes. Um, yeah, I think so. Do you like that look over the new age makeup and look? Or do you
Maybe,
think both?
yeah, maybe a combination. Because I feel
Mhm.
like with BFF Vintage, it's like an ode to vintage because I love it, the influence of it, and then a mix with the new. So I appreciate
Mhm.
both. Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah. Um okay. So how do you feel about filters? I've been playing with filters. Like I don't love
they're
filters. I don't love them, but I also sometimes it's another thing like makeup, like it feels like something I'm supposed to maybe put on, and sometimes it looks
it's
okay, but
your makeup and you want to take a picture, then it's a instant makeup just for
Mhm.
a picture if you want. But sometimes it's exaggerated, and I don't like when it's overly exaggerated. Like
Mhm. Yeah.
so,
Yeah. How do you feel about getting older? Like, do you feel like, um, I don't know, like, do you feel like you're dreading it? Like, how do you feel about it? Like,
I'm glad. I feel that it's a blessing. I feel like each new day, new year is a blessing to be alive and to be on this earth. So I embrace it and I'm thankful. So I enjoy that part of it. I do look at it as a blessing. Um,
hmm
I feel more confident. I mean, I've always been confident, but I feel like it's just on another level as far as being able to speak my mind on any topic, or if I had some things that happened at work, just being able to stand up for myself and just to be able to confront things, being fearless about it, and still being fearless about even trying new experiences. I went parasailing. I cannot swim, but I'm like, it's so beautiful. I want to do it. It's something I want to do. I want to experience. And when I saw that they landed in the water and not on land, I had a slight moment where I was like, I don't know. But at this age, I'm like, nah, I'm going to just go for it. So when it was
Oh,
time to land and that boat slowed down and I knew it was going down in the water, I just prepared myself, and I'm glad that I did. So just being fearless with new experiences too. I think though, yeah. So growing older is fine. I do have
do
the
you
other.
have okay, do you have like a favorite part of getting older? Is it the confidence, would you say, that comes with it?
Yeah, I would say the confidence, and also feeling wise. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
enough years that I feel like I always have a story. Like if somebody is going through something, or I feel like I can share something that may help someone, or just to be able to have that conversation. Um, but yeah, confidence. I was going to say that I've probably worn clothes that show more skin or bikinis now than I did when I was younger. We went to Oceanside, California, and I'm marching. We all in bathing suits walking down the street. So I mean, I just felt confident and comfortable to be able to do that. So yeah,
And we didn't think twice about it. Like I didn't even think anything about it.
probably.
I think
I mean,
sometimes like
each, but still, but just you know, walking in your bikini, and well, you had the risque suit, but
I was in my yeah, I want to be naked. And sometimes I just feel like that. Like I do feel like I agree with you. I show more skin, or I'm more comfortable to show skin now than I was when I was younger, which is so odd. I never even thought about it until you just said it. But yeah, I'm in this era where I think I would be naked a lot. Like if it was permissible and it wasn't like, if it wasn't like look frowned upon, like I might be naked all the time. Like I don't know.
or you just thought about it too hard, or wonder if you looked okay. And now I feel like, yeah, I look okay. I look great. You know,
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
yeah.
What's
It's
your
just,
I was going to ask, so what's your least favorite thing about aging?
oh yeah, least favorite thing. I have a couple of things, but the first one I would say is just the random aches and pains that's just out of the blue. Like I don't know. I recently had something called frozen shoulders. So I do want to know if whoever is listening, if they've ever heard of that or experienced it, because it was new to me. I didn't even know what it was. And I made the mistake of Googling shoulder pain and thinking I was going to die. But, but I think the medical term is adhesive capsulitis. But my shoulder was stiff. I just woke up one morning and it was just painful to do anything, like lifting my arm or going behind my back. And so I think maybe that's something that's just odd, and with getting older, having to experience these out of the blue aches and pains or something. Or I could wear heels all day with no problem, but now I kind of expire after, a couple hours or so. So I don't know. What
I
about
feel
you?
like you still can wear heels longer than any person I know. Like you still wear like it's so crazy to me. Like I literally would wear heels all around college campus, like all around the campus. I would come home. I would cook dinner in my heels. Like it was never an issue. Now, baby, if I can put on flats, like I'm thinking about even for Saturday. Like I have a dress, and I'm like, is there a way that I can somehow switch into flats after dinner? Because
I haven't found like the right kind of flats to wear. Like I feel like I always need a little bit of height because it just looks good for me, but I haven't found like the comfortable in between shoe.
do you
Do
think
you?
we'll ever
I
wear kitten heels?
don't know. Aren't they coming in? Don't they have some? But I don't. I don't know.
Maybe we need to try kitten heels and see how we feel. I'm only 5'1" 3/4", so heels that was a big deal for me. And the fact that I can't wear them anymore like I used to is that's hard. But random aches and pains, absolutely. You were about to ask me what I
Like, have you experienced any?
yes. So I would say the most outrageous thing is all my life I had 20/20 vision. Like,
Oh my gosh, I was gonna mention that. I got my list here. Yeah.
like I had 20/20 vision. I could see, I mean, just amazing eyesight. And then within the last my eyesight definitely has deteriorated probably over the course of 10 years. They kept trying to tell me I needed glasses and I refused. Like I was like in denial. Like I would literally be like, I had 20/20 vision my whole life. Like I don't need glasses. So I finally buckled down and got glasses. But in the screening of getting the glasses, they diagnosed me with macular degeneracy. I don't know if I'm saying it right. So essentially, I'm going to go blind. And when I tell people that, they're always like, oh my God. And I was like, this is another thing, I guess. Like, what can I do? Like he said, it's genetic. Like it's something, the eye doctor told me it's more common in Caucasian populations. And then he asked me if any of the people in my family married somebody who was Caucasian. So then I was like, well, sir, I would imagine if there's Caucasian in my blood, it probably wasn't necessarily through voluntary marriage. But yeah, I don't know. I have macular degeneracy and I'm going blind, and I don't know how much longer I have to see. So I'm excited to like see as much as I can.
Do you wear readers? I have readers. Like I can't see. Like I have to do my phone certain ways. I haven't increased the font size in my text because I don't want anybody reading my messages. So I'm not there yet. But I can move it where I can read my messages. But yeah, so I got readers. I'm a librarian too. So it looks kind of cute with the outfits and stuff, but I need it seriously to see. So
I don't have readers. I am nearsighted. So I need my glasses for driving. Like I cannot see on the road. Like it's horrible. And it's crazy like that I was living like that because I was refusing to get glasses. And
know that
then
I
when
want
I
to I want to get in the car with you.
yeah, and then when I finally got the glasses, I was like, oh my gosh, it's like a whole new world. But no, I don't need readers, but I did increase my text font. Like my font is, and people who look like my kids will be like, oh my God, like, like, why is your font so big? But I can't see it. Like I had to do that. So yeah, I increased my font. What else? I don't like, I always tell you, like these chin hairs, I don't understand it. Like, why are they so aggressive? Like, I feel like I've always probably had facial hair, but never that I had to shave or anything that I had to worry about. Like, I have to pluck chin hairs. I probably should do it multiple times a week, but I definitely do it at least once a week. Like, they come like zombies, like the walking, like it's so many chin hairs. Like, I don't understand why God would do that. Like, why would he make you get older and then you have
Like
more facial hair?
you kind of try to read more about health now, or not like we were neglecting it younger, but I feel like I'm trying to find out the right things I should be eating. Like I need to take vitamins. I don't take vitamins. I need to do that. I don't know. I want to try eye cream and have some kind of cream, although I didn't mention that before, but another favorite thing that I like about getting older, which is it's funny, is that I hear that I look young or that I'm my daughter's sister or friend. So it's like I enjoy getting older, but I also enjoy getting the compliment that I look younger. But maybe I don't know what's gonna happen, how young I'm gonna look if I try this eye cream.
I've already dabbled in eye creams.
How, what does it do? Something? Does it?
I don't
good.
know if it does something. I
And so
have struggled with allergies my whole life, so I feel like I read somewhere that when you have allergies and you rub in your eyes, it creates that crease under your eye. So I always like have this little bit of a crease. So I'm always trying to find ways to like lighten that. That's probably the only part of my face that bothers me. Like, as far as, you know, wrinkles, if you will. Yeah, but I do eye cream. I take vitamins. I
I have
had to start taking vitamins because all of a sudden I was getting restless leg syndrome. So here's another thing. Like I couldn't, my legs would get these electric surges. If you've not ever dealt with restless legs, this is what this is. So like it first started on plane rides. Like I would just have this, like, I couldn't sit still on the plane ride. Like it feels like your leg fell asleep, but then it's also like shooting electrical charges going up your leg. It's horrible. So my mother got me compression socks, and I was like, okay, this is getting a little bit too much.
had a cortisone shot, so those are things I
So I had these big, long, black compression socks that I would wear on the plane. But then it started happening um, outside of plane rides. Like I would be at dinner and all of a sudden I can't sit still and it looks like I have ants in my pants. Like I'm squirming. So I finally started to look into that, and it says that that is a symptom of premenopause, that you might get restless legs. So magnesium was recommended. I take a premenstrual like supplement. I take A-Reds for my eye. Like I take an eye vitamin so that I can hopefully prolong going blind. Like, yeah, I take vitamins. Um, what else did you said something else that I was gonna say. I can't remember, but yeah, it's the chin hairs, the health concerns. I do still get carded, so that does make me feel good. I, yeah, I, yeah, I feel good. Like even at 46, to be getting carded at 46 to me is a big deal. So I still have a lot of younger guys who still like try to talk to me, and then when I tell them I'm 46, they're like, "What? Like that can't be right." So I appreciate that. I have not ventured into younger male territory in a long time. Um so I don't know. I'm kind of weird about it. But I also feel like and you are the same way, you can speak to this, but I still have a very youthful spirit. So I like to go out. I like to be social. I like to go to events. I like to get dressed up. I'm not a homebody. And I find that when I meet men who are my age or older, they're in the house. Like they don't want to be outside. And so that is kind of been, an obstacle for me as far as dating men my age, because they're not, one, I don't even see them outside. But then when I do meet them outside, I swear it never fails. Like we'll go on a couple dates, and then somewhere in this dating, they'll tell me like, well, I don't like my women to be outside too much. And I'm like, we met outside. Like I'm going to be outside. Like, so, but the younger men, they are outside. So I don't know. I'm questioning, my philosophy on dating and what ages, because I had an
I
Uber driver. Go ahead.
I feel like getting older too. Sometimes I don't want to go outside. Like I'll be excited to go home and sit down somewhere. As before, I used to feel like I was missing something,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess I've been to so many events, so many, parties, or I don't know. Sometimes I'm excited to just sit down, and I've become comfortable with doing that. Not saying I don't go out, but I definitely pick and choose where my energy is going to be.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like, I didn't put this on the outline, but I want to talk about anxiety. Like, do you feel like you have more anxiety about going out? Or I don't know, did you ever have anxiety about going out? I feel like what I hear, like a lot of older people, men and women, like my brother acts like if he goes outside, there's going to be a mass shooting. There's going to, like, something crazy is going to happen. So he has to stay in the house, like, because I don't know. Like if he goes outside, he'll die. I don't really know. But and you saying that you don't like to be outside is relatively new, I feel like, because I don't know that, like, that's new to me. Because you
I,
still, to me, are very social.
yeah, I'm not saying I don't like to go outside. I'm just saying I pick and choose, and that getting older, I'm comfortable with staying inside. As before, I may feel like I need to keep going or I'm missing something. I might see pictures or like, oh, that looked fun. I missed that event. But getting older, I'm okay with missing things and
I
just
agree.
acting and honoring and my me time and just being still sometimes, you know. So
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Do you feel, I know that for me, the recovery time after going out is different, especially if drinking is involved. Like sometimes I feel like the alcohol is different than when we was younger.
I
Like the alcohol must have more alcohol in it than it did when I was in my 20s, because I get so sick, like to the point where it's not even worth it to me. Like it's not even worth it to go out and get and have, more than a few drinks, because the
I
recovery takes forever.
yeah, I definitely feel like I have a limit now. Like it's not the same as it was before. I used to think,
Mm-hmm.
you know, hang with the best of them, but now I can't handle it like I used to. So I
Yeah,
think that the hormones, probably. I don't know.
I would drink and then I would go to work the next day. Like it was no problem. It was an easy thing to do. But now it takes a good 24 hours for me to recover from a night out of drinking. Like I need the next day to just chill. So, yeah, that's definitely an obstacle. But anxiety. I meet a lot of women our age who um are struggling with anxiety. Like, do you feel like has your anxiety increased since you gotten older?
I don't really know. I think maybe people didn't talk about anxiety as much back then, so it could have been the same as it is now. I don't know. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
that existed and I just didn't know about it. So I can't say if it increased now or, but I do experience it depending on, what's happening. If I'm planning for something or especially like traveling, like having five, it's multiple steps to do something like packing and being somewhere at a certain time or all of that just takes me out. So it depends on the situation that might create that for me.
Yeah, I feel like as you get older, I remember my grandmother, God bless her, is still alive. She's 103. And I remember being younger and my grandmother like saying things to us like, turn that loud TV off or turn that loud music off. Like, I don't want to hear all that. Like the certain images, certain kinds of music, certain vibrations, she immediately would not be able to tolerate. And I remember being like, oh my God, like old people like are so like, this is ridiculous. But now I struggle with like just loud, unnecessary chaos. So I
Mm-hmm.
think maybe part of what happens is as you go through life and you have real experiences and real traumas that happen to you through the course of your life, um, watching those images becomes more real. You know what I mean? Like for me to watch like a movie where a woman is maybe in a domestic violence situation, that feels different having experienced those situations as opposed to maybe when I had never gone through that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I remember watching What's Love Got to Do with It in high school. And I thought it was a horrible story, but I really couldn't relate or feel because I had never been through anything like that. To watch that later as an adult is a whole different feeling. So I think some of the increase in my anxiety comes from having lived life and having real fears about things that could potentially happen to me because they have happened to me, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
I
feel
don't
like
know.
I can't watch certain things like maybe I used to. I'll certain movies, if it's a violent scene, I know I'll probably turn my head now. So
Hmm.
before I could, you know, watch it like and just know it's acting, but I don't know what it is now where I can't handle some of it. But I was gonna say, I know I can recall my dad like having to turn the music down, like trying to follow directions when driving. I find myself doing stuff like that where I can't concentrate. Like I'm like, this is the stuff my dad used to do, and now I'm doing it, but it makes sense. And then also like hearing music today and thinking the music we had growing up is better than what's out today. Where I'm like, I don't even know what they talking about. Can somebody because I can't follow along. The beats sound good, but I don't know what they're talking about. So I find myself like that. But you know, my kids they keep me on top of things. So.
I like some of the I like some of the current music, but honestly, like if I go out to like a social event and they're playing current music, I don't know none of the songs. And like I be just looking silly because like I don't know, like, you know, and they be so into it. And I'm like, I don't know any of these songs. Like, you know, so I do
Or I
prefer to
may hear
go.
a song, it might be familiar, but I can't. I don't know all the artists, some of the artist names, the new, some of the people. I don't know. I'm trying.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So what advice would you give women who are struggling with getting older and aging?
I would say try to embrace it and look at another year of life as a blessing. Um, Pray, talk to God, meditate, find a group of friends or a friend that you can talk to as you're going through this journey, and that would be helpful as you're getting older. Find things to do that you enjoy. Look at things through child's eye. Just enjoy the simple things in life, and try to do anything that's pleasing to you, like pursue your passions. And yeah, and basically again just look at each year as a blessing.
I like that. I like what you said in the beginning too about being more fearless, and taking risks because why
Hmm.
not? You know, like at our age, why not? Yeah, so I agree with all of that. And um, yeah, I do feel like as you get older and people often joke about it, you do feel like you can show up more authentically and say whatever is on your mind, which I probably do that already, but I think I can see it getting, you know, worse and
Yeah.
worse. So, um, no, I think like you said, I think setting boundaries, which, you know, has been a struggle, comes a little more naturally, a little more easily. And some of that has been, you know, through going to therapy and different things like that. But I definitely feel a lot more confident in this understanding that what's for me can't miss me. So people that are supposed to be in my life, I I I want to just be myself, be authentic, and you know, the people who like me for who I authentically am are the people who I tend to be around. I don't really have like there's no feeling of like I need to have certain friends or certain kind of friends, you know, for clout or something. Like I really appreciate genuine authentic connection. So um it's no longer about, you know, I'm not vying for homecoming queen or like trying to, you know, so it's just a different kind of feeling. Like I don't
Mm.
need to be the most popular. Like there's not that pressure anymore when you get older. It doesn't feel competitive. Like, you know, I think you settle more into yourself. And as you become more confident with yourself, you're able to receive other women's confidence. Like it doesn't feel threatening. It doesn't feel like it just, you know, like, yeah,
I feel
I
like
like that.
you feel, or at least for me, I feel comfortable with doing things alone. Like if somebody doesn't want to go to this film festival or they don't want to go try this restaurant, I can go by myself and I feel totally fine doing that. Like, I'm not going to miss out on an experience that I want because I don't have somebody to join me. So
I love it.
I feel comfortable enough to do that. But I do also enjoy having, my group of friends that I can at least talk to and laugh. Like, having a friend or a group of friends to be able to laugh at some of these challenging times that we may encounter while we're growing older, or just to celebrate the good times too is important. So finding someone, and it could be a family member, whoever, just someone that you can go through life with is good.
Yeah, I think laughter is a huge part of our medicine or vitamins, if you will. Like, one of the things that I think has sustained our relationship is we are a lot alike in a lot of ways, but one of the fundamental ways that we are like, I feel like we are people who really try to see the good in everything. So even when things are bad, I feel like we try to like find something humorous about it, or, like try to find the good in it, or, I can always count on you to make me laugh. So I think that's because like some of this is just completely out of our control. Like, so what do I even, like I said, when I got diagnosed with this eye defect, my mom was like, "Oh, like this is so horrible." Like, there's nothing I can do. Like if it's something within my control, maybe then I would feel some different kind of way, but I don't have no control over that. So it just is what it is. Like,
It's
I'm
not
sure when I'm blind,
to, sit around every day being sad about it. So
and that's not who we are. Like, we don't have complaining spirits. We always try to find the goodness of life. So I think that's what has helped our friendship, blossom in that way too. But yeah, I like that answer. Looking at life through a child's eyes. I feel like that was a really good way to put that. So the big question I think that a lot of women are interested in learning about is, you recently got married this August, and I was so honored to be a bridesmaid in your wedding. So even at 45, you can still be a bridesmaid. And
right.
we was cute bridesmaids too, like, so the wedding was beautiful. Um, but yeah, talk about that journey, the journey of finding love in your later parts of life, because I know a lot of women feel like now that we've reached our 40s, maybe that opportunity has passed for us, and we're not going to find anybody, and we're going to be alone, and we're just going to have to get cats. And I don't know, like, I don't feel that way. But I know that there are some women who are concerned about finding love at our age. So can you talk a little bit about your testimony and how you were able to find love in your later parts of life?
You can say 40s. I don't mind it.
I don't know it.
Though I know
I feel like I never asked like you to
young.
tell your age or how old you are. So yeah, but you go ahead.
I guess I would tell women that it's never too late. If that's something that you want, think about it and visualize it. What would you like? Pray about it. Let go and let God. And then the main thing is start focusing on yourself. Self-love, like doing all the things that make you happy. Pour into yourself. It may sound cliche, but it's true. And if you're doing all this work on yourself and just living and enjoying life, that glow and that aura is going to attract somebody that could be a potential partner for you. So if you're focusing on you, then you never know what could happen. So that's what happened with me. I was minding my own business. And then a girlfriend introduced me to Mr. Husband. I didn't see it coming. So it just happened out the blue for me. And I did pray about it. And I even put like the things that I wanted in a partner, and I put it in my Bible, and then I let it go. And it was maybe a couple years after that where I was introduced to him. but I was just out going to festivals and doing some art stuff, and then that's how it happened for me. So it can happen for you if that's what you want. So you have to be honest with yourself too. Some people may say that they're fine with that, and it's okay if you are. But if it's something you want, then be open to it and don't feel like it's too late. It's never too late.
Yes, I like that. And I agree that, a lot of times, even on my own journey, I can get caught up in this anxiety of lack. I feel like I'm now transitioned to a more abundance mindset. Like I feel like there's plenty for me in the world. But when it comes to dating, I know, when I was in those anxieties, I would want to try to strategically go to places where I think these men would be, right? Like you want to go to where you think men will hang out at. And what I learned is when I'm doing things that I love to do, that's when it's best to meet a man. Like I want to be out doing things that I love, like and enjoying my life. And then, somebody else maybe is at the art museum enjoying his life, doing his thing, and I meet him there. Like I think that is a more I think that's a more advantageous plan, if you will, is to just be enjoying your life, going out doing the thing. If you like, and it might be something weird, like maybe you like to go, I don't know, cosplay. That's a big thing. Go to the cosplay thing and go by yourself if you have to, because
Right.
there'll be other people there who also love cosplay. And then that's where you'll meet your people.
Or you might just
So
be minding your business, going to get your vitamins in the grocery store, and then you bump into a potential partner because you're taking care of yourself and just living life. And so you just never know when it'll happen.
yes. Yes, I do think in those times in my life where I had anxiety about it, and I feel like I had more anxiety as a single parent. Like I always felt this pressure that I was supposed to get married so my children would have, like a father figure. And that anxiety led me down some bad paths. Like I was choosing, I don't even think, I feel like I wasn't choosing. Like whoever showed up and showed an interest, I was like willing to like date, and then because it was this anxiety of I got to have a husband, I got to get married, I was rushing into things without really vetting, the people, giving it the time that it needed to develop. And I'm just so thankful that I've healed enough from that, because now I don't have that feeling in my body anymore. So I can go out and just enjoy myself. Like I don't worry about, oh, well, when I go out tonight, will I meet the one? Or like, I used to have all these thoughts, and like now I'm just like, I just want to go I want to go have fun. I just want to, I remember telling my friends, even in planning my birthday weekend, I just want to be free. Like I just want to dance. Like where can we go where people aren't just standing around looking at each other and they're dancing? Like I want to dance. I want to be free in my body and like celebrate life.
I
So
think
yeah,
posting, it's like just like you said, frolic. Just enjoy life. Just roam around, have a good time. And that, I feel like that was when I saw that, that's that word. I like that word too. And your visuals went perfect with it. So I don't know if you can repost that again, but that's how I feel,
yeah.
you know.
And I do think when you love your life, you do have a glow. Like you do have a glow about you when you are just in love with your life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Aw. So yeah, you can still find your husband in your 40s and get married and have a whole wedding. Don't let anybody tell you that, you too old to have a wedding, because your wedding was laid. Like you had like you and I feel like you were at an age where you could choose the things you wanted for your wedding. Like you had, more confidence to say, this is the kind of wedding I want, whether it looks like what other people's weddings look like or not. This is the wedding I want for myself,
Mm-hmm.
It was beautiful.
Thank you. And it was so much fun planning it. I just felt special that I'm gonna say Mr. Husband, that he was a part of it. He had his ideas too, and he was a part of the whole planning, like visiting venues, and we both agreed and could visualize how beautiful that place could be. It spoke to the the art side with the museum. And as I've gotten older, I love like gardening. Those are things I used to watch my aunt do when I was a kid. And now I love flowers and just nature. And so that venue encompassed all of that, and it was everything I could have imagined. It was one of the best days of my life.
That's such a beautiful thing to say, and such a beautiful thing for women our age to hear, that at, you know, in your 40s you could still have a day that you consider to be the most beautiful day of your life. Like that's just beautiful.
Look, it's some porn. I don't know. But it really was. It truly was.
So I'm not gonna let you cry. We about to get into some fun. So we're gonna wrap this up because it is getting a little late and we have to go to bed because we're old. So
right, I've been night owl, but now I'm starting to hear about you supposed to get sleep, and I'm trying to do better.
Okay, so I thought we would play a little game.
Okay.
And I'm gonna give you some of the new age lingo that the young people are saying, and you tell me what you think the lingo means.
Okay.
Okay, so you ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you some easy ones to start, okay?
Okay, make me feel good about myself. Easy one.
So, goat.
Can you use it in a sentence? The goat, the greatest of all time.
The greatest of all time. Yeah, the goat. You got it. You know that one. Drip.
Oh, you dressed fly. You got on.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got that drip on. Okay, what about sus?
Questionable. You're questionable.
You doing good. We doing good. Okay. You suspect. You questionable. What does GRWM mean?
GRWM. Is that like, so that would be used in a text message?
Or as a hashtag?
G.
Sometimes you'll see it like on Instagram or TikTok. Don't go to your phone.
No, I'm using the phone to do this. I got to write it down. I'm visual.
Okay. GRWM.
Yes. Okay. GRWM. Grown, real woman. I don't know. If I had some time to think about it, I could figure it out, but I know we on the time.
So GRWM is get ready with me.
Yeah, I didn't know that one.
So when you like if you ever seen those videos when they waking up in the morning or doing their makeup, that's a get ready with me video.
Do you use that?
No, I don't. I don't. I've never done a get ready with me. Okay, what about 8 down?
The number 8.
Or the word, she ate down.
That's how you use it in a sentence. She ate down. Oh man, it's getting hard. Is this the medium level or this is the hard? Oh man,
she ate down, or
she ate like just ate.
You could, yeah, I think it's kind of the same connotation. Yeah. So what's she ate? What is that?
That's meaning like she did that. Like
she did that. So 8 down, I think is she did that all the way down.
Okay.
I'm assuming. Audience, if that's not right, you should.
I know she ate. I just ain't know she ate down. So that's on top of like she really did that. Got it. But yeah, I know she ate though. I just ain't know about she ate down.
Okay. What about
brown?
We're getting to the harder ones, okay? What about?
Yes, I feel like I heard that recently. Can you use it
this was
I have some
you got that Riz, Ange.
Oh, that sounds good then. I got that good stuff. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what it is.
So Riz, I just heard that's a new one that I was not familiar with, but apparently it's a play off of charisma, which I love that the kids
like that.
I do too. I don't really know how to use it in a sentence, but I like it. Like Riz, like
You got that, Riz? I got that, Riz.
we do got some Riz. I love that one. Caught in 4K.
You said caught in 4K.
Yes. So he got caught up in 4K.
He got caught in mess. But what is 4K?
Yes.
For I don't know.
So I had to have Heaven's my older daughter. I had to have her explain it to me. So she was like, Mom, come on, like a 4K TV, like your TV is 4K. And I was like, what? And she said the clarity. So when you get caught in 4K, it means like it's crystal. Like if you got caught cheating, I guess in 4K, it's crystal clear. You can't get out of it. Like that is what happened. Because
they was recorded.
Well, not necessarily that they were recorded, but that they can't lie
In 4K.
There's no way to get around it. Like they can't lie about it because that's how it's in plain sight. Watch we get a email that ain't none of these right.
Would you need your readers?
No, it's crystal clear. You in 4K. Okay, this the last. We might do. No, this the last one. And this actually came up for debate recently.
Okay.
Slime.
Oh yeah. Halle Berry was so mad about it. I feel like it's not something that's not appropriate for young people. Us grown folks, do you get slimed down, or I don't know, you got slime? But that visual of her, she was upset.
It was horrible, and I don't like that Drake did that and asked her, and she said no, and he still did it. And I feel like the connotation is degrade. Like it don't seem like nothing good. But I'm
thinking it is.
No, it's not.
Oh,
nope. So slime. Slime is an affectionate term for a person who is looked upon very favorably. That's my slime.
Ain't nobody gonna call me they slime. I know. Look right. People ain't like when they was slime. I'm going back to Ghostbusters time with Slimer and they got slime. That wasn't fun. That's why she looked like that in that image, and she ain't want that image out there. Nobody want to. So that's
but that's interesting because what it means to us and what it means to them is probably two totally different things because they made it a positive.
But I do remember people saying slime like that's your boy or like your group, your crew.
Yeah, that's what it means.
But it might have some other meanings because that picture wouldn't have been. I don't know. I think it's something to it. But yeah. So what I 20%, 30%. I gotta brush up on.
You gotta brush up. Get ready with me. Caught in 4K. Slime. But we got some of them. We learned some new ones, so we all right. We still in the know. We ain't no jive turkeys yet. You know what I'm saying?
Bad. I don't do too bad. That was
thank you so much for being willing to hop on here with me. In celebration of getting older, and we will be the same age for the next 6 months until your birthday. And then we get to celebrate you. So I did that math the other night.
And celebrate with you. I'm going to plan to be there with you and celebrate your birthday either next year or something. Or, it always falls around homecoming. So I'm going to be there in Dallas celebrating with you. Or one day you're going to have to come to HBCU and celebrate your birthday at a Black college.
I haven't even heard you talk about homecoming. Is it coming up? Are you going?
Mm-hmm. It's next week. No, I'm not going.
Do you want to shout out your school?
Central State University.
Okay. And just so you all know, this is not just any Central State alumni. This is actually the queen of Central State. So this ain't just, any old slime. This is the real deal. She ate down. Okay. So
I just ate the ground.
Thank you so much for joining me. I'm gonna cut and edit this and chop it up and share some clips with the world. And yeah.
Happy birthday. I mean,
Thank
well, for me,
you.
almost midnight. I know it's an hour back, but I want to just say happy birthday to you.
Well, and it's not till Saturday, so we still got a little bit of time. But
Well,
I'm
recording too. But
thank you.
yeah, you got me. So can we do this over? So if you need to cut it,
I don't know how to do that. So we're gonna just roll with it and roll with our bloopers. They'll just be on here. So, but yeah, thank you. I love you.
I love you.
And I'm so grateful that you are my friend. In summary, I again would just advise that if you are a woman who is in your mid 40s, be open to friendships, because be open to all of the love, all the abundance of love and friendship and connections, because you're still alive. Like, you're still living, you're still breathing, and life can be beautiful. It can be good. It can be whatever you make it. So I wanted to say that.
I wanted to add my last little bit, which was, it was some of the things we mentioned, but take risk. What better time than there is now? Don't live life with regrets. Give it a try. Give anything that you want a try. Live in the moment, and also focus on the blessings. There's so many things to be thankful for, and then be a blessing to someone else.
Oh, yes, I love it. And just some final announcements. We have some great podcast episodes coming up. We have Luba is going to join us, and she's going to talk about love in time for Sweetest Day, which all of you may not celebrate. Sweetest Day is kind of a Midwest thing, but Sweetest Day is October 21st. So Luba's episode will air on the 20th. So stay tuned for that. And then at the end of the month, actually November 3rd, Dr. Cynthia Lewis Wallace will come back on, and she's going to talk to us about the stages of grief. So stay tuned for those episodes too. And let's heal. I will see you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.